From her numerous firsts for women to various controversies, this is the untold truth about Hillary Rodham Clinton. Number 14. Early life. Hillary Rodham was born in October 1947 in Chicago, Illinois. Her father, Hugh, ran a minor yet prosperous textile business. He passed away in 1993. Her mother was Dorothy Emma Howell, and she was a stay-at-home mother. Hillary has two brothers, Tony and Hugh, who are younger than her. She was a teacher favorite during school. She played softball, swam, and was a Girl Scout and Brownie. Rodham even aspired to become an astronaut in her young years, but found out that women couldn't join the program. In high school, she was a member of the student council, possibly a foreshadowing of her political future. She also worked for the school newspaper and was part of the National Honor Society. Hillary was even the vice president of her junior class. But she lost the run for class president during her senior year. Maybe another foreshadowing of her future in politics. She received her diploma in 1965 after being voted most likely to succeed. Number 13. College. After graduating high school, Hillary began attending Wellesley College in Massachusetts and chose political science as a major. She was the Wellesley Young Republicans president during her first year at university and supported John Lindsay as mayor of New York City and Edward Brooke as a U.S. Senate electee. Hillary went on to call herself a mind conservative and a heart liberal, as her political views began changing. By the time she was a junior, she had supported Democrat Eugene McCarthy's presidential nomination campaign, which was anti-war. She became the president of Wellesley College's Government Association in 1968 for about a year. After Martin Luther King Jr.'s passing, Hillary coordinated a strike that lasted 2 days, during which she worked to recruit Black faculty members and students. Her fellow students reportedly believed that she might eventually be the first woman to be elected as President of the United States. In August 1968, she officially left the Republican Party. She graduated in 1969 with a Bachelor of Arts degree and honors in her major. Hillary was also the first student to ever speak at Wellesley College's commencement ceremony. She was even featured in a Life magazine article for a segment of her speech regarding Senator Brooke. Number 12. Meeting Bill. After her time at Wellesley, she enrolled at Yale Law School and served on the Yale Review of Law and Social Action editorial board. Hillary also began working as a research assistant at the Yale Child Study Center, where she learned about brain development in children. She did important work at Yale New Haven Hospital, along with volunteering at New Haven Legal Services, where she offered free legal advice to financially struggling people. In 1970, she started researching migrant workers' problems, including health, housing, and education, at Miriam Wright Edelman's Washington Research Project. She started dating Bill Clinton, who was also attending Yale Law School, in 1971. When Hillary began interning at Truhaft, Walker & Bernstein law firm in California, Bill called off his summer plans to live with her. They continued sharing a home when they returned to Connecticut. The two campaigned together in Texas a year later for George McGovern, who ultimately lost the candidacy. Rodham graduated in 1973 with a Juris Doctorate. Bill proposed to her several times, and she turned him down because she wasn't sure if she was ready to tie their futures together. However, Hillary finally said yes in 1975 when they bought a house together in Arkansas. Number 11. Chelsea. Hillary and Bill had their one and only child in February 1980, Chelsea. She was born in Arkansas when her dad was governor. Chelsea went to public school in her hometown and then began attending private school once Bill became president. She went on to graduate from Stanford University and eventually acquired master's degrees and a doctorate. She plays a large part in her parents' work and currently has a significant role at the Clinton Global Initiative and Clinton Foundation. Number 10. First Lady. Bill Clinton became the United States President in 1993, thus making Hillary the First Lady. At the time, she was the only First Lady to have a personal career before entering the White House, and to have received a postgraduate degree. Rodham Clinton also became the first one to have her own office within the West Wing. Usually, the First Lady only has offices in the East Wing. Hillary played a significant role in her husband's presidential career. Her choices for the administration filled numerous positions, and she notedly held the most power publicly speaking as a president's wife since Eleanor Roosevelt. Some people believe that her involvement in political matters wasn't appropriate, but others said it wasn't any different than that of other advisors. However, the public was well aware that she would assume a prominent position if Bill was elected. Number 9. Grammy. Hillary's book, It Takes a Village, and Other Lessons Children Teach Us, was released in 1996. It earned a spot on the New York Times bestseller list. In 1997, she took home the Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album for her audio recording of the book. Hillary was the only First Lady to have done so at the time. She has also written several other books, including Dear Socks, Dear Buddy, Kids' Letters to the First Pets, An Invitation to the White House, At Home with History, Living History, Hard Choices, Stronger Together, which she collaborated on with Tim Kaine, and What Happened. Number 8. Healthcare. In 1993, Hillary headed a task force focused on reforming healthcare, which was eventually called the Clinton Healthcare Plan and Hillary Care by opponents. However, the proposal ultimately failed. In 1997, she played a considerable part in passing the state Children's Health Insurance Program, which supported children when the parents were unable to provide health coverage. Hillary also pushed mammograms for women and immunizations for children through Medicare.
Plus, she increased funding for research for prostate cancer and childhood asthma, and investigated Gulf War syndrome.
Along with her husband, Hillary was a driving force in various other things during his presidential career, including the Welfare Reform Act of 1996, the Adoption and Safe Families Act, and the Foster Care Independence Act. Number 7. Whitewater. Hillary did many beneficial things during her husband's time in office, but she also dealt with unfavorable incidents, one of which was Whitewater. This controversy took place in the 1990s when an investigation into her and Bill's real estate investments was initiated. They had bought 230 acres of land with Jim McDougall and his wife, Susan, with the intention of selling it to people who wanted to build vacation homes. However, the property wasn't suitable and the project was a failure. They had bought it for $203,000, partly with a $180,000 loan that they were liable for along with the McDougalls. The legal issues began when Jim purchased a savings and loan company, which he named Madison Guaranty. He then defrauded the association and the capital management services firm for $3 million. The federal government ended up paying $73 million after the bank failed. At the time, the president of Capital Management Services said the Clintons were part of the scheme and that he was pressured into issuing a fraudulent loan of $300,000 to Susan McDougall. Other allegations stated that the money from Madison Guaranty was used to pay Bill's campaign debts. However, there wasn't any incriminating evidence against the Clintons. Number 6. Monica Lewinsky. Unfortunately for Hillary, she also had to deal with one of a married woman's biggest fears, her husband being unfaithful. In 1998, investigations suggested that Bill Clinton had previously had an affair with Monica Lewinsky, who was interning at the White House. Eventually, he was impeached due to matters circulating the scandal, but at this time was especially difficult for Hillary. She found out that her husband had been with another woman, and everything was happening in the public spotlight. However, she gained a lot of positive attention for handling the situation so well.
Hillary ultimately decided to stay with her husband and referred to him as a love that has persisted for decades.
She also stated, "No one understands me better, and no one can make me laugh the way Bill does. Even after all these years, he is still the most interesting, energizing, and fully alive person I have ever met." Number 5. Furniture. When they were leaving the White House in 2001, the Clintons notably took over $190,000 worth of gifts with them. However, apparently 28,000 of them weren't given to the Clintons personally. They were meant to stay in the White House. Hillary stated, "All of these items were considered gifts to us. That's what the permanent record of the White House showed. But if there is a different intent, we will certainly honor the intention of the donor." So with that, they returned them. It seems some controversies are easily solved. Number 4. 2008 campaign. Hillary Clinton had her heart set on running for president since at least 2003. She announced her first run in 2007 for the 2008 election. At that point, a woman hadn't ever won the nomination by a notable party. She was also the only former First Lady to have run for president. She stated, "I'm in, and I'm in to win." However, Hillary had two strong competitors, John Edwards and Barack Obama. She placed third in the first vote, but she beat Obama by a small margin in the New Hampshire primary. This made Hillary the first woman to ever win a significant party's presidential primary for the nominee selection. However, her popularity fell shortly after when she made a comment about Lyndon B. Johnson and Martin Luther King Jr. that some people viewed as racially profiling Obama. So Hillary lost to him in the South Carolina primary. Then, Bill Clinton made other statements that got her more unfavorable attention. Hillary ultimately ended her campaign when Obama garnered enough delegates to become the Democratic nominee.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Number 3. Travelgate. In 1993, soon after Bill took office, Hillary was already pushed into the spotlight during the Travelgate controversy. In May of that year, 7 employees were fired from the travel office, and Hillary was allegedly the person who organized the whole thing. Many people believe that the Clintons had used the examination of the travel office's financial inconsistencies as a justification to replace the employees with their friends from Arkansas. A few years later, a 2-year-old memo was discovered that suggested Hillary coordinated the firings.
However, after the investigation came to a close, there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute her.
Number 2, 2016 campaign. In April 2015, Hillary Clinton announced that she would once again be running in the 2016 presidential election. Although she was widely considered the favorite among Democrats, Bernie Sanders presented a significant competition for becoming the party's nominee. She barely won the Iowa Democratic caucuses as Sanders' popularity continued to grow, and she was the first woman to do so. Hillary then lost the first primary but won the Nevada caucuses and South Carolina primary. Hillary's successes didn't stop there, and she gained more delegates than Bernie. By mid-2016, she was considered the presumptive nominee by the media, and she became the first woman to claim that status for a significant party.
Hillary was officially nominated at the Democratic National Convention that year, achieving another first for women.
Hillary had a significant advantage over Trump throughout the majority of the 2016 national polls. However, they struck even after the FBI finished the investigation of her emails. In July, Trump took the lead after the Republican National Convention. Then, things began looking up for Clinton again when she reclaimed the upper hand in August. Despite most people's assumptions that Hillary would win, she lost to Trump in November 2016. She won the popular vote but still lost due to the Electoral College. Number 1, emails. One of the most significant incidents that earned Hillary adverse attention was the controversy about her emails. In 2015, the Inspector General of the State Department reported that she used personal email accounts for official business when she held the Secretary of State position. The server wasn't government maintained, so many officials, Congress members, and experts said that she violated protocols, procedures, and laws concerning the record-keeping requirements of the State Department. After reviewing the emails she sent, the Inspector General noted they contained classified information and never should have been transmitted via unclassified personal system. In 2016, during Hillary's presidential run, this became a considerable issue. The State Department later marked about 2,100 of her emails as classified. However, Clinton stated, "I never sent or received any classified material. They are retroactively classifying it." James Comey, who was FBI director at the time, said 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agencies to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
8 of those chains contained information that were top secret at the time they were sent.
36 chains contained secret information at the time, and 8 contained confidential information. Nevertheless, no criminal charges were made in Hillary's case.
Today's featured comment comes from Linda on our Untold Truth About Donald Trump video. Thanks for the comment, Linda. Don't forget to leave your comments below and we might feature you in a future video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.